Greetings, schools, and welcome to another dive into horror television. Tonight we're taking a look at the episode The Dead Body from The Haunting Hour. What happens when doing the right thing traps you in a situation you can't escape, and the only witness who remembers the truth might already be dead. We meet Will, played by Brendan Meyer, daydreaming about his crush, Anna, played by Tiara Sculpey. Will gets assaulted by some scoundrel children before meeting with his buddy. They make plans to play Halo. When Will walks home, there's a weird feeling in the air. A gust of fog hits him. Things seem to move without reason. Then out of nowhere, the bullies spook around a corner with a mask on and scare him half to death. Then he meets Jake, played by Matt Angel, wearing a leather jacket. Jake gives him the idea that unless Will stands up to his bullies, they're going to keep harassing him. Will reluctantly agrees with them. The next day, Will conjures up the courage to ask Anna out to the dance this week. When he approaches her, she's startled and drops her books. Nervously, Will pops the question, and as he's doing it, his bullies spill a drink on his pants, making it look like he peed himself. Total nightmare fuel. Jake tells Will he'll help him settle the score with his bullies as long as Will helps Jake with a favor when he needs help. That works out. So the next day, they have a field trip. Will gets poison ivy thrown in his face and then pushed to the floor. Then they find a dead body in the woods. The bullies insist that Will touch the dead body. He gets closer to it and the corpse jumps up, scaring the bullies. Well, the body turns out to be none other than Jake. Jake has more in store for the bullies too. That was only the beginning, even though Will thinks they're about even now. The bullies went off on their own, and they're in a panic. One of them gets dragged in the dirt while he squeals. We meet back with Will and Anna, and he's asking her out to the dance again. She says yes, but she's working the doors, so he must meet her there. They hear yelling in the woods. It's one of the bullies named Travis, played by Bryce Hodgins. He's really freaked out. It's so bad that the field trip ends early and everyone goes back to the bus. The next day at school, we learn that Travis isn't coming back indefinitely due to the prank. Anna doesn't believe that there's a new kid named Jake, since no one has heard of him besides Will. The janitor confirms there's no kid named Jake Skinner. He died in 1961. Freaky. So Will looks around the old school trophies and finds Jake in a picture. The janitor was right. Jake's a ghost. Now that Will knows the boy looking out for him is a ghost, he doesn't want any more of his help, and it's too late. Jake is invested. The janitor tells Jake's story. A couple of jocks were making fun of him, so he decided to get back at them with a prank. Well, the night of the dance in 61, the jocks burned down the gymnasium with fireworks and killed Jake. Jake hates a bully jock because he was killed by one. So Will looks around trying to find Jake, and he walks into the room where Jake was killed. Will can see the boys who killed Jake as they lock him up and throw firecrackers at him. Jake begs for help. Jake's only way out is Will. So Will does what he can to try and get him out of the burning gymnasium. Will frees Jake before a burning bookshelf falls, causing him to fall to the ground. When Will wakes up, he's late to the dance. He runs in to find Anna, but when he does, she can't hear him. Jake is there, and he asks her for a dance. She agrees since her date is a no-show. Will tries to get Anna's attention, but nothing works because Will is dead. Without realizing it, Will traded places with Jake. His life is over. What a horrible fate. The Haunting Hour was made for a younger audience, but it still delivers some chilling stories, which is fantastic because I never expect it. I love this show as a time capsule for life in 2010, when I was still in high school. It's great to look back and see how much everything has shifted over the years. This episode works well because the stakes are high, and even when Will does the right thing, he's punished for it. The storytellers were never afraid to go there and kill an innocent and likable kid. It makes for a great twist ending. There is effective foreshadowing throughout the episode to suggest that Jake might be a ghoul, but it was never clear that Will would lose his life and become a ghost. Jake's character arc was magnificent. He went from hero to egomaniacal villain. The director, James Head, had a splendid influence on this episode. His vision and coherence shine here. He went on to direct 11 more episodes of The Haunting Hour, which I look forward to checking out soon. The writer team of Jed Elinoff and Scott Thomas are the masters behind my favorite episode of The Haunting Hour, Afraid of Clowns. So needless to say, I'm a huge fan of their work. Overall, I'd rate this episode an 8.5 out of 10 for the series. I'd recommend a full watch through for sure. They're quick episodes, only about 23 minutes each. Do you remember this show from back in the day? If so, let me know your thoughts down below. Leave me an episode recommendation and maybe I'll cover it next. Thanks for watching till the end. Be well and stay spooky.